Baby. Hello there, everybody. Welcome to the ups and downs of being a Gateshead fan. I'll be your Robin Asquith this afternoon, or this evening, should I say. Mickey's going to be the bosom lady at the door, and Steely's going to be the perverted postman walking past going, ooh. There's one for the kids, if anyone knows what that is. Right, another glorious week of being a Gateshead fan.
You've got to laugh because we'll cry otherwise.
We watched the Boston game together on a stream that we purchased, and yeah, it didn't start great. We got ourselves back with a goal, and then the best player goes off the pitch and the replacement scores straight away. Not a great afternoon for us. Yes, we pulled one back near the end, but a little bit too little too late. I don't want to get on the lads. We had our rant last week. There's still everything to play for. Yes, we're outside the playoffs, but it's a winner takes all on Bank Holiday Monday against Southend, and we've got to get behind the boys, because if we don't, that's the season pittering out. Yeah, and also as well, the takeover still hasn't happened. We can go, obviously, apologies, I haven't put the right date on there. I realised after I've uploaded it, and I haven't put the right episode number or a number down. See, what an awful start. Apologies, everybody. But I did change the colour in the background. Of course, we've got the Boston defeat, takeover, ? Southend, playoff dreams, what next? Get behind the lads, prediction league, your messages, and anything else. And well, as I say, we got Southend there, but I mean, I had a little fun on when it happens, lads and lasses. I think that's just the stance we're going to have to take now, because we've talked about it for the best part of 2 months. Don't know anything. We've just got to. Hopefully, it gets over the line. I know
it was imminent.
Imminent. I don't know what the stumbling blocks have been. Whether it's league, whether it's paperwork, whether it's either party. I don't know. But that's where we're at the moment. I'll have more fun with AI next week for the next picture. But hopefully, it's a case of that it's done. Of course, the show is fully interactive. If you haven't been with us before, all about Gateshead FC. Normally, we are happier than this. We've got the lovely Darcy every week. She's the first. Trina, who's just sat behind Mickey. She's got the glory shot of his builder's bottom at this moment in time. We've got Christmas Story saying evening all. Sean Parry, thank you very much for your messages. Mason, Andy Mason, Gavin Rhodes, put evening lads, as has Andy in there. We've got evening all listening in, running late from the train of King's Cross. Eleanor Wi-Fi is worse than Gateshead's current form. So it's
that's going to be pretty bad.
Yeah, yeah. And
I'm surprised he's managing to send a message in at all.
Well, we always got to say a big thank you to Johnny Gray, because he's done that prediction league for us all season long. Even when he's been on holiday, he's managed to keep it updated for us, and we're all eternally thankful. We haven't managed to, because we were going to ask at the club for some kind of gift or a corporate ticket, but with what's been going on, we haven't got round to it. So the winner of the prediction league is just going to have the momentous thought of they've got the glory of being the winner. Which is very close, by the way. It's going to go right down to this fixture, so people are going to have to get it right. And I would suggest everyone try and pick something different to the person that's around you, because that's the only way you're going to win this league. We've got Andy Mason, ups and downs. What's the ups? Complete shambles on and off the pitch. There's not a single one of the team that can hold their head high. I don't know. People saying shambles off the pitch. I don't know where that can really warrant anything. We know there's NDAs being saying there's nothing that can be said, unfortunately.
I think if a takeover wasn't mentioned, or if a takeover didn't exist, it would just be still just ticking along in the background. So I don't think there's actually much wrong with anything in the background. You know?
I mean, I know people have the frustrations and stuff. We all have it time to time on the way things have been done at the football club over the years. But we know that they haven't been blessed with the infrastructure. And time was always dictate, and that's obviously why the takeover is coming about, because they believe that the next people can take that further forward from where they can, but they can hold their heads up high with what they've achieved. David Tron's put evening all. We've got the lovely Roof evening all as well. And 5 weeks ago, it was imminent. Yes, it certainly was. Hello there. We've got Victor's Instagram story today raised a few eyebrows. We don't know if it's related to Gateshead or not. So you can speculate. Could be about anything. Rusty Squid has put all right, lads, and we've got Alan Guest. Good evening, my fellow brave comrades. Oh, we've got a Russian man and we've got a communist in our site here. Feels like communist, and it's
the
looking
night
like
of the long knives. There's one for the history buffs.
Mm-hmm. It looks like Southend are going to bring up a good fan base. Think they had 9,000 at their last home game. They did. Now, just a little bit of housekeeping for us fans. There is the awards ceremony after the game on Monday, hosted by our good friend Mark Carruthers. Main reception doors open 30 minutes after full time. We've got awards expected to commence about 6:15 and end at 7:30. Hot food, alcohol, and softs will all be on sale. So get your tickets for that. But also what you have to get your tickets for is the if you want to sit in the Tyne and Wear stand. There was a post put up today by the club telling people that the demand for tickets has been a lot higher than what they expected. So if you want to be in the Tyne and Wear stand, I suggest you get your tickets ASAP if you want to be in your normal seat or in and around where you normally sit. Otherwise, you could be behind a goal. But
open behind the goal. Yeah, it sounds like they might.
And of course, Southend, they've had a torrid time of late over the years, and this is the first time they've gone into the playoffs in a good while. They're going to bring up a lot of fans. They're going to want to celebrate. They're going to see their team win. So it's going to be all set up for a game. And let's just hope we've got the fight in us and the concentration to see this game out the way we know the lads can play. But we've got to recapture some of that form, haven't we? But we haven't got the clips of the away game. As I could say, we only ever used the home ones, or anything that Jack uses on social media. We'll use that, but we haven't got the Boston highlights. Boys, we watched it together. Just didn't feel like it was going to happen, did it?
There was a lot of swearing by me, as usual. Silly mistakes cost what a gear.
Yeah.
To be fair, their second goal was a good goal. It's a good move.
I mean, that flick to send the lad through on the defensive line was really good. And the finish was good, but the first goal was absolutely gifted.
God, yeah.
We must have done that about 10 to 15 times this season.
I've lost count, and I'm getting to the point where they're starting to deem me heat in with it.
That's a proper error, isn't it? It's a real mistake that you just pass it straight in their players.
It's not looking, is it? It's playing the ball blind. If you can't see the player in between your player and the player you were passing the ball to, that's. If you're going to play that brand of football, you've got to snap that out, and we're just not snapping it out all season long. And midfield once again, I was me personally, I was shocked Akinola went off the substitution. I thought we lost a little bit of bite in midfield. Yes, we got to go back from a set piece, but I don't know. I don't know. What's going on the bench, what happens in training, what's happening. The dynamics in the team. But it just feels to me that, I don't know. I would have made a substitution a little bit earlier. I don't like to second guess the manager, of course. It's a tough thing. He has been through a lot of things this season for his first time as a manager as well. But yeah, it is. It's just a little bit worrying at the moment, isn't it? It just feels like there's no cohesion.
It just felt like we were going to lose. Did you not have that feeling that we were just going to lose the game? Well, we obviously had high hopes, and our hearts are telling us we wanted to win it and all that. But you just felt, the momentum was with Boston. They were fighting for their lives to stay in the division. And it looked like us. It looked like us who were in the relegation zone, not them. It was poor.
To be fair, I mean, Kenton's hit the post and had a free header. He possibly could have scored.
Yeah, but I mean, it is. You always look back at these things, especially straight after the game, and you'll be looking at the negatives more than we were in the game. I would like to have seen us work goalkeeper a bit more.
That's the only thing.
Yeah,
that's enough chances.
No. Well, it has been for a long time, that though, Mickey.
I know, but
then
has people are just waltzing through our midfield. It's you've got. I'll go back to the Hartlepool game where the lads ran 70 yards to tackle Akinola.
Yeah,
in that game, I haven't seen that from a Gated player, to be honest. In the last 10 games, especially. But look, the Bangor of form, they've still got a chance.
Certainly have it. We've got to play another place. If we win, we're in the playoffs. It's still let them play off, and we can take part in the playoffs. I mean, I'm looking for wherever we can, and we are seeing a touch of unity online. We've seen obviously Greg, a club captain, putting let's get behind the manager. It's been a tough go, and then a host of other players. Hanno, Max Sheaf has put things out. Frank Noble, I think, as well. There's a few. They're tweeting, trying to G up for the game. So. Obviously, I don't ever think the players want to go out there and lose. I wouldn't ever suggest that. But it looks like the starting, if they can't get excited for this game and want this game, then you have to ask serious questions.
Look, last season when they couldn't play in the playoffs, they were kicking off.
Yeah,
big time.
Well, yeah, rightly so.
Use that as your motivation to try and beat Southend.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean? It's really,
and I know if there's any Southend fans watching this and they'll think, oh, we're just bitter and that. And yes, I am a little bit bitter because we got thrown out of the league for far less than what your guys got up there with that owner that you had. And we got ejected out of the league and you didn't for 2 seasons. You know what I mean? And I'm a little bit aggrieved about that. Yes, you might say it's petty. I'll be petty. Yeah, I think Southend should have been demoted.
Well, to be honest, we shouldn't have been demoted, and I don't think Southend should have been demoted. But at the same time, it's like one rule for one. It feels like one rule for one.
That's what it feels like. I don't ever wish it on anyone, but if we're going to play by the rules that were set upon us, then it should have been the same for them. But this is what we've got to do. We've got to get there and be part of it.
Mind saying that, Davey. We didn't have the Aldershot chairman. I mean, when we got relegated, saved Aldershot, didn't it? They probably Ron Martin was probably nowhere near the National League Committee.
No.
So
that's it, doesn't it? Only criticism I have of Magny is either leave subs too late or hardly any at all. People have got their opinions on it, and we've got there was this complete bewilderment in the away end when Akinola was taken off. The wheels of well and truly fell off. We've got here, hello boys, Steve Farnfield. He sent a message. Go, hello boys, all set to rock up Monday and beyond. We'll win with the last gap winner, and then the pens to the FA winner on pens.
Is he on his medication? He hasn't had his medication again, has he?
Well, I hope he's Gateshead's not Radamus and he's predicting it.
I tell you what, I hope he's bloody right.
I saw a tweet today saying it would be a typical Gated thing to take it to the last game, win the game, and go and win the playoffs.
would you persist with bringing Noble on the bench, or would you start him? I thought he grew into the game on Saturday, but
I would start him.
I would start
I'll
him.
start
I'd prefer to have two up top at the minute when you're chasing goals.
him and Malcolm.
There was some class fancy dress outfits among the 140 or so Heat fans that travelled down. Boston, funny pick, sent you, Davey. The Duke was a right Wally. Well, she has sent it, and I've got it here. Look at that. So there we go.
Hey!
So some fantastic fan. We've got a Mario and a Luigi in the background there as well.
Brilliant.
And we've got, I can't say any other one, someone will agree a wig, but yeah, well done, everyone that went down there. Of course, Oldham fans went down dressed as butchers, didn't they?
That's brilliant, man.
It is quite funny. Obviously, the vegan club. We've got good job. We're not fighting for survival on the final day. It does feel that way, though.
It does.
Yeah, I mean, to bang a broken drum. We were talking last week about, we were 12 points embedded. It looked a foregone conclusion, bar a catastrophe. We had the catastrophe. And nothing is ever given, is it?
I'd like to see a clip of that, Davey, back in the day, when you talked about it 3 months ago.
But
I was joking ages ago with John Young. We could be 5-0 up in a game at half time, and then by 75 minutes we'll be sweating bullets.
Yeah,
hanging on to hold on that we didn't give a draw away, and we've always joked about that, things like that.
Yeah.
But it just seems to happen to us.
You can't script it, can you? At Gateshead Football Club, you can't script it.
Rusty Squids, to Gavin Rudd's question, he said he would bring him on, definitely not start him. No disrespect with the bloke, and there was so much disappointing last season. Got to use that as motivation on Monday. Without a doubt.
Exactly.
Yeah. Without a doubt, we've got to do that. And
some of the players were hurting, after last year. Remember,
even after we won the FA Trophy, Greg's interview, he was hurting still because they know that they had the beating of that side that made it to the final. We could have been there, if we had had the chance to play, and we've got the chance to play there if we win on Monday, and we've got to use that. Got to get behind the boys. Got to, sing our hearts out and get behind them on, drive them forward. And, hopefully.
It's not so much driving them forward, it's driving them to defend now.
Well, that's the thing, and there's going to be one team very upset on Saturday. On Monday. There's going to be very contrasting stands with the fans. There's going to be one celebrating, and there's going to be one angry or upset that they haven't made it. It adds something.
Well, that's got a lot to prove.
Yeah. So it really is
shot in the arm if we won it. You know what I mean? We've got to win, haven't we? Draw's no good. Draw suits them more.
Nah. You've got to win. Simple as you have to win.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if it's 0-0 or ones each with 10 minutes to go, they're just going to put 2 banks of 4 there.
Aye.
They've got something to hang on to, having the draws good enough.
Yeah.
But we've got one here. Will the Mackhams and the Heat blow it in the final stretch after being up there all season? Oh God, I thought he was being positive. Now he's starting to change things.
Oh, that's it.
I'm only joking, but it's is what it is. I mean, if anyone could let us know if they had a good day out down at Boston. I mean, I know did he have a good day out for the football? I mean, the football always spoils it, doesn't it? But yeah. And
well, the words I use, many a good day on the piss has been ruined by 90 minutes of football.
Certainly has. And, also, as well, you'll see that the voting at the moment for player of the season. So if you would like to use this as a discussion board for your votes, obviously we don't have any effect on it, but we can talk about and who maybe our standout players are this season. We'll have a little chat about it. You can give us your top 3 players this season, and memorable goals as well. Season, I'll go with my memorable goal and then players of the season. I'll go memorable goals. Was it the second or third game where Louis Story scored the header right at the end?
He's big.
90th minute.
Yeah.
Aye.
Yeah.
That would be my goal of the season or moment. There's a cork of that. And then players of the season, I can't see past Hanno myself. He'd be my player of the season. After that, obviously we know we've had quite a few players come in. After that, I would probably go Tinkler on the amount of games played. Where we know what Robbie can do. After that, probably Regan Booty for me. Of course the transfer request in January, will stay in the season somewhat a little bit, but I think we've all moved past that. But yeah, that would be my goal of the season. And
there's not many options really for player of the season, is there? Just to think actually how many have actually sort of played all season.
Well, I mean, the top goal scorer is nearly always up there, isn't he? So, and Hanno, being a wing back, is the top goal scorer. So, he's up there on merit, not just because he's played more games.
No, that's right. He's been pretty consistent as well, hasn't he, Hanno? He's put a shift in, hasn't he, in most of the games. And obviously great penalty takers. So yeah, it's going to be Hanno. I'd have Booty in second place. Slightly soured, of course, with the January stuff, but he's pretty Mr. Consistent in the middle as well. So I'd have Regan. I think Regan could have won it if he hadn't have sort of had the January blip. But anyway, but yeah, I presume you're going with.
Well, for goal of the season, I quite liked the ball over the top by Ben Radcliffe, and Warman's ran on and chipped it over the keeper against Hartlepool.
Yeah,
I thought that was a very good goal. Obviously, Hanno versus Sutton's a cracker. Regan Booties as well, down at Maidenhead. Player of the season, you cannot look past Hanno for me. What's he call it? Booty would be second for me as well, because even though he wanted away, he's never give less than 100%, and he's still playing really well and putting the shift in.
He's classy as well.
I mean, up until the last couple of the weeks, Jane and Brooks had been brilliant in the first part of the season.
Definitely.
There's no one really come in and took the bull by the horns.
No.
The new signings. I mean,
well, I was having a little look at when we played Southend away, we beat them early in the season.
Yeah.
Do you know it was starting 11? Do you know how many of the players could potentially play against them at the home game?
Three.
Probably two, maybe three at the very most.
Yeah, it's actually potentially it's four. That's
four.
It. It's amazing, isn't it? Like just almost like different teams.
Mm-hmm. Anyway. Well, both Gavin Road, Chris Story, and Alan Guest all go with Hannant. So yeah, if anyone wants to get theirs in, I was going to say a good talking point. By the way, I'm not really one for superstitions. Okay.
Oh, here we go.
But I have correlated something that tied in with something, and I'm going to change it on Monday. Now, I stopped.
You're going to tell us?
Yeah, I stopped using my lip microphone so I could use a one that comes from here. So I could keep my hands warm.
So you look like Britney Spears.
So Britney Spears. I was giving it the top of the pops.
Oops, I did it again.
Yes, and I unfortunately brought bad luck on the team because ever since I used that mic, we've been absolutely awful. So I'm going back to the Coles mic that we won with at Wembley. I'll be going back to the John Motson style. So that's anyone else got? Steve Farnfield going to put them underpants on? I demand he puts them underpants on.
Absolutely.
So what else are you going to wear for luck? What are you going to wear for luck on Monday?
Oh my God! I'm just going to take loads of. I'm going to go hunting, and I'm going to bring loads of rabbit's foots, 4-leaf clovers. Anything else? What else is supposed to bring up?
Just to digress, I went up to Amble on Sunday. Went to Amble Market, and just walking around. We had the dog with her, and I seen like a pet stall where they sell like pig's ears, and baskets, and
They still sell pig's ears.
Well, actually, it was a bull's ear I got. It was massive.
Wow, blimey!
Right? So as I'm doing that, there's a load of dog beds next to the stall, and I'm going to pay, and all of a sudden Perry just cocks his leg and slashes all over these dog beds. And I looked in the lane. I was like, walk, keep walking. And I paid for it. But Jack was like, oh my God. And he goes, and I was like, shut up. And then Sophia's like, what's happened? But what they did have, they had goat hoofs of the fur still on that for a dog to chew on.
They had what, sorry?
Goat hoofs.
Goat hoofs?
Blimey.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, there's like antler horns and things like that. They'll do that for the dogs and all, doing it.
Dogs love them.
It was just the leg chopped off.
It's pretty
still had fur on it and everything. I was like, ooh.
Well, you can get them in the butchers for your tea in Blythe.
Yeah. They chuck a pig's dick in for the dog at Blythe. We've got what we got here. I hope you get in the playoffs. That's for what's that? And Oldham will do nothing. Chris the Butcher and friends. Well, it's funny. A butcher.
I think that's probably from an is Chris an Oldham fan? Do you reckon?
Yes, maybe Chris Stringer.
Stringer, do you string up the sausages? Hey,
if it is Chris. He lives in. Chris is a popular name, but there's a Chris Springer, and he lives in France. He's an Oldham fan. Whether it's him or not, I don't know.
Hopefully, we'll find out. See if we can send some Toulouse sausage over. We've got Vanessa has put even all sorry later. What did I miss? Seems a bit flat this end of the season. Yeah, it's flatter than a witch's bosom at the moment, but we're trying to gee everybody up, aren't we? Steve but player of the season for me is the one that scores the winner on Monday, or the one that scores the winning penalty at Wembley in the playoff final. Steve, stop smoking the bath salts. Honest, it's not good. He's imagine unicorns running around his living room at the minute.
What about a winner? What about a winner from a corner on Monday?
St. Geordie, I think, is bringing horseshoes. I don't think you'll get them in the ground for good.
Lucky horseshoes. There's another one. I forgot about them.
Steely sacrifice of puffin at sunrise on
Monday. I tell you what, Alan. I'll go and sacrifice them all if you want us to.
Oh my God!
Running around.
Oh wow! There's your membership of the Seabird Association gone up in smoke.
I've just got visions of Steely on his knees at the water's edge, covered in feathers and tar.
They're overrated. They're overrated anyway. Yeah.
And Mason, my granda has a caravan up at Amble, been up there. What's that? Been up there since I was young. Yeah, it's a lovely place. Amble.
Nice one, Mason. Great place.
I say, your granda doesn't sell dog beds by any chance, does he?
Yeah. Classic.
What?
Oh, what's going on here?
Oh, was it domestic? Oh, look at him.
Apparently, Elaine was outside with the dog, and she had put a blanket around her legs, and the dog pinched it so he could lie on it. Come here.
It's all happening in this household.
Let's show everyone the dog.
It really is a family show.
Bed slasher.
Oh,
there we go. Lovely.
Do you want my dog story? It happened yesterday. So, sort of down by, just down from this place, there's these plaques on the wall, and it's like.
Sorry, you just seen Jack scratching his arse walking out the door.
and it's got like, it had, what was it? One was called Mac and Prince, and the lighthouse keepers' dogs, and they died in 1962. Both of them died in 1962. Anyway, the rabbits have like been digging, and there's now Mac or Prince. His head is now appearing out of the ground with its full teeth and everything. It looks morbid. It looks really morbid. I'll send you the photograph. It was just like
you need to mount it to one of the sailors' boats.
Yeah,
the front, like post apocalyptic.
Nah, I think you need to cover it out, Steely, to be fair.
I get a shovel and just push it back down.
That's what I'm saying. It's probably some bird that's snuck on the island who shouldn't be there. He's probably buried there.
Is there any dogs allowed on the island?
No, there's no dogs allowed. Obviously, it was back in the day with lighthouse keepers.
Yeah.
No dogs.
Perry, it'll be great. You'll slash everywhere. You'll bite every puffin. It'll be great.
Happy days.
Yeah,
we get eaten by a seal.
I promise to wear anything, not to wear anything green on Monday. Just superstition. I have on a match day. Well, don't do that. I'll stop sniffing the undies before the podcast when we've won on Monday. He's an Oldham fan, but he's not French. Were you saying he's French or lived in France? Obviously, he lived in France.
One of them lived in France, but I don't know if it's that Chris, because there's a lad called Chris Springer.
Chris, are you an actual butcher? That's what I'd like to know. Is your channel about butchering? That's to say, hopefully it's in a nice way. He's not like Jack the Ripper or something. You know what I mean? You go on his channel.
Yeah. He probably enjoyed himself down at Forest Green. That's probably what it's all related to.
Sounds like a zombie dog.
I thought that was a really good thing, though, I must admit.
Sean, you're right. Like when I saw it, it was like a double take. I was like,
you could be like the next J.K. Rowling, the zombie dog of the Isle of May. That's a great rat. Just phantom urinations round the island. It just turns out it was a drunk lighthouse keeper.
I tell you when I found a body on the farms. Oh no, it's another story.
No.
I actually did.
Oh my word!
Is this podcast Serial Killers Tales by Steely?
They're going to track us down eventually. Anyway,
I was listening to a podcast about Jack the Ripper last night. It was good. So
that's lovely. What a lovely thing to go to bed to. Oh, I know what I'm doing in the evening.
Yes, listen.
Was that just to lift the mood, Davey? Is that what
it was about? It is a comedy podcast. It's called Finn versus History, and it's quite close to the knuckle. So it is good.
Did Ella say why are you bringing the axe to bed?
Sorry?
Did Ella say why are you bringing the axe to bed?
Oh, hang on. Before we go on to the butcher there, I know we're often go off into a tangent. Well, last would be like, do you want to sit down and watch something? We'll have a nice night together. And I'll like, yeah. So she goes on Netflix and it'd be like child abduction or something like that. Or someone dying of cancer. It's never nice. Never nice. You can't watch just like a nice comedy, like a feel-good comedy. She's like, oh, what about this one? This bloke lost all his family in a car crash and then he got sent to jail. And you're like, no, it's not nice. So, yeah. It's.
Well, but women like films like that, don't they? With a bit of a story and it tugs out the heartstrings and
it doesn't that. Heartstrings. It's just nah.
Dave, if I send you a photograph on WhatsApp, can you get it?
You have to email it to us. That'd be better if you email it from your phone to us.
You're not email us a dead body you're seeing in the phones, are you?
No, I'm a butcher, but I can do cooking and reviews. Oh, I think we'll subscribe. So if you want to see Chris's meat, drop a subscribe. So yeah, trivia question. What record is shared with Gateshead, Barrow and Worcester City? Awful high streets, I would imagine.
What record is shared by Gateshead, Barrow and Worcester City? Worcester City.
Can I have a think about that one? I'll have to have a think. I kind of gone on my phone, so because I'm on it. So
yeah. So yeah. you gotta catch his meat first, apparently. So Tom Allen back for Monday. Of course, yes, his loan is up at South Shields, so he will be available for selection if required. We've also got Chris. Do you have any good puffin recipes? Oh, that's what he's got to catch first. So, yeah. Wow.
I've sent you a photo, by the way, Davey.
Yeah, all right. I'll make sure I get this photo and.
Dead by Worcester City and Barrow.
Barrow and Worcester City. Come on, what's
hated?
Oh my word!
Could be something to do with the FA Trophy.
Do you reckon?
Worcester Barrow won the FA Trophy.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about Worcester though.
Worcester have never been in the Football League, have they? No.
No. Kenny Lowe didn't play for Worcester, did he?
No. They didn't have enough money.
He played in Worcestershire.
Get to the Worcester City and Bar. Worcester City's a real throw, isn't it? Nothing to do with like the Gola League or anything like that.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, that. But we do have the image of the ghost dog. There we are. Look at that.
Oh my word!
Look at that, man. I was like, that's a puffin hole to the right hand side. It just started like poking out, and I was like, oh my god, what's that?
Wow. Yeah, that's quite
Pretty impressive,
something.
isn't it?
Yeah, we weren't really expecting that tonight, but we've learned it all.
Well, I want to know what Barrow, Worcester, and Gateshead have gotten.
Is it a player?
We've not had many Worcester players, have we?
Have we all been knocked out the FA Cup by each other? I don't know. We'll get that. We've got. Hang on a second. We've got here. What's your thoughts on Brackley, Truro, Carlisle, and Morecambe joining the National League next season?
Brilliant. Yeah. I think Brackley deserve it. They've been really unlucky the last 3 or 4 years in the playoffs. Really unlucky. So nice to see them coming up. Truro, my God, that's a hell. So which one's further, Truro to Gateshead or Truro to Carlisle? Probably similar, is it?
It's something very similar.
Yeah,
obviously Carlisle and Morecambe. That's great for the fans, like for us to go away. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Have they all won the FA Trophy?
Everyone will be flying Exeter on that one.
Sean Parry goes, could they all have won the FA Trophy?
Barrow definitely have. Yeah.
Not sure about Worcester.
But that's a strange question because it's what you would just, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, we got Davey, you'd be able to make good stock with them bones?
Oh dear. No. What
oh dear indeed. Right.
Prediction league. There's got to be a lot of jokers played in this today, isn't it?
Well, yes, there's a few people that have got jokers left. Of course, this is potentially the last roll of the dice. Stevie, you've got one joker left. You are, I'll bring up it a little bit bigger on screen, the actual league table. So there we are. So St. Geordie in first on 39 points. Craig in second with one joker remaining on 37. Davy Steele in third on 36 points with one joker remaining. Darcy is out of the championship race. Hedonistic could get themselves in. They've got a couple of jokers left as well. I'm out of the race, and so is everybody else. Crystal Story could possibly still get in there if he gets his prediction right for Monday's game. So if you've got a joker, I suggest you use it because we might not be in the playoffs. So use them now. That's all.
Use them all up.
But
some people still got 3.
Yeah, but
anyway.
Seriously, though, a massive thank you to Johnny Gray for doing this every week for us.
Huge thank you.
It adds a great part of the show, and we're really, thankful that he does it. Right, I'm gonna, because I'm out of the race, but I'm gonna go 3-1 win, compelling 3-1 win for the Heat.
Oh, I'm going to be the voice of doom and gloom. I'm going to Gateshead 1, Southend 2, and I'm going for play me joker.
Oh, Mr.
Sorry. Mickey will go positive. Come on, Mickey.
I'm going 2-0.
Which way?
2.
It's a Gateshead, obviously. I'm not going to. I never ever go team.
Yeah, I know. I've never heard you go against us.
Well, David Tron is going 4-2 win and a joker. Oh, he's going for it. Rusty Squid has still got no points. Yes, we've got to be in it to win it. Southend 2, Heed 1, says Steve Thornton. Gavin Rudd's going 3-2 win with joker. We're going thanks, Johnny. Yes, and just while we're on about that, Alexa, turn Johnny on. Right, so we've got, let's say, hey, it's on as well there in the background. We've got 3-1 win, Alan Guest. We have to win. We've got to win.
Absolutely.
Ken Webster's going 2-1 to the Heat. Hopefully, I predict 3-1 against Southend. Sorry, my prediction is 3-0 against Southend. Patrick says 3-0, sorry, and then Patrick says 3-1, both with jokers, please. So there we go. That's the Christopher Story's shout to try and get up there. Rusty Squid's going 2-1. Play my Joker. We've got Sean Parry 3-2 win. 3-0 win. Andy's Joker. Steve Farnfield is trying to get into Europe. He's going to try and push up that league. Johnny Gray is going 3-2 win and his Joker as well. And keep coming in.
If any of these scores come right, woo.
Obviously, I know we've had a little bit of a moan and a bit of a. I'm not going to say we've had another therapy session. Obviously last week was not great. The last few weeks haven't been great on the pitch. But let's hope we can, galvanize in the next few days, make a hell of a racket on Monday. I keep saying Saturday because it is going to be a fantastically big crowd. Remember, get your tickets in early if you want to be in a Tyne and Wear stand. Demand is high, and you might be in one of the behind the goals, I would imagine. If we know there's going to be a big travelling contingent from Southend, so we want to be just as loud, if not louder, and get behind the boys. We've got St. Geordie, who's at the top of the league. He's going 2-1 loss. So I hope he's wrong, but say that could get him the final points to get the championship. Our man in the Twitcher's corner, Mr. John Ollie,
spoken like a true man,
is going for a 3-1 win. Lovely stuff. Darcy going 2-1 win. Good stuff, Darcy. If I have a Joker left, I'll play it. But I hope I'm wrong. But no, just so I was saying there, let's really get behind them. This is a push. Look, last year we had the playoffs taken away from us. They're not out of reach. It's one win. We're more than capable of doing that. And what an occasion it could be. If we do win, we can carry that into the playoffs. Look, anything's possible, but we've got to be in it together. We've got to be united. We've got to be one, and that goes out to the players and staff as well. Everyone at the club. Let's hope we can all just get across the line together and build from there, and see where everything takes us, whether regarding a takeover or moving forward. Let's all be there and screaming, team over the line.
Trina just put a prediction up.
Oh,
just do it for.
Where's Trina's?
She's to tell us it.
Oh, what was it?
Trina says Heed 4, Southend 1.
Wow.
With a Joker if she's got any left.
But
Debbie, you're right. Just do it. And, not just for the fans and the club and the shirts, but for themselves. Because, we've got some good players. There's some good players in that squad. And I don't know.
Then he's in that squad, mate.
Well, that's right. Absolutely. And we just sort of let themselves down a little bit in recent weeks and months. So just go out there and just give it all. You've got nothing to lose. Just play what you
at the end of the day.
Yeah. I think that's probably been the most disappointing thing, hasn't it? Because we know they're capable of it.
Yeah. Hopefully this time next week we're sitting here cock a hoot that we're in the
When does the playoff start, by the way? Whoever gets there, when do the playoffs start? When's the first game? Is it the following Tuesday?
Regardless, would be away regardless, because we'll only finish bottom of the playoffs. Yeah. But look, we've got to just get in there, then worry about that. We've got Mason. I've been told I'm off work on Monday. See is there. Fantastic stuff. Let's be honest, it's a miracle. We are still in the chance of the playoffs on the final day. Other playoff contenders have been so inconsistent as we have. It's been one of them seasons. But we're up there because the hard work that was put in at the beginning of the season, we're up there on merit. It's not that we deserve to be in with a chance still. Remember, it's not a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon, should I say. And, whether you start off fast or end like a steam train, that's what gets you into the playoffs. And, it's a long rush. We would be playing on Thursday the 15th away. That's my birthday as well. So,
that's correct. We had the games on the night before on the Wednesday. 5th versus 6th on the Wednesday, and then 4th versus 7th on the Thursday.
Well, let's get there first, and then we'll come there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, lads.
Yeah,
we're looking at it. we're slipping out of the playoffs. We've been in the playoffs all season. Altrincham have been chasing all season, and they were fully expected to get in that top 7. And look what's happened to them.
Hey, there was
Getting
a stage.
back at 6-1 off Dagenham. I did not see that coming after the way Dagenham played up here.
There was a stage I thought they were going to be top 3. I mean, they were catching us, and they were looking like the team. They were beating everybody at one stage. So we could be in their position and out of the equation. So you're right.
Yeah. It's but as I say, look, we're still in a chance. Ken Reb said it's the day before my birthday, so there we go. Hopefully, we'll have birthday celebrations. If we make it over the line on Monday, it looks like I'll be taking the day off college on the 15th, so I ain't missing that match. Well, let's just get there. Let's get behind the boys, and that's what we're
see what happens first.
Yeah.
Well, at the end of the day, lads, we've now got 4 cup finals ahead of us, potentially.
Yeah.
Who would be clear?
Every game's
Halifax
massive now.
Oldham.
I think it'd be Oldham, wouldn't it? We'd play the highest team.
That's why Chris Butcher wants to play.
Right, that's why the Butcher's knocking about her.
Crafty Butcher.
Hang on a second. Did Barrow, Worcester, and Gateshead all play in the original conference?
In the Gola League, yeah. But I think. But did Gateshead play in the original conference? And it was called the Gola League.
Sure.
I don't know if we were the originals. I don't think we were. I think we were 1 year short of it.
Not sure.
We were very early on, but anyway.
GM Vauxhall Conference.
Well, it was called the Gola League when, back in the day.
I know, but then it changed over
It did,
to the GM Vauxhall Conference.
Mickey, were you at the ladies' game on Sunday? Saw they won 2-1.
Yeah, brilliant result.
Yeah, I was. And 2-1 doesn't really do the lasses justice, to be fair, because to me they should have been further ahead. And then 2-0. Katie Scandal scored from 2 corners, believe it or not.
Wow.
Teach our first team.
Direct corner.
Direct. And I'm talking top corner both times near post.
Wow.
Hey, Regan.
She has got a wand of a foot from set pieces, Katie Scannell. They scored, typical Gates, they scored midway through the second half, and then I got nervy. But we had chances to put it to bed. But look, they've got 2 games to save the skins. They've got concert away on Sunday, and then they've got Washington. I think if they can get a win against Concert and a draw against Washington, that probably will keep them up.
Yeah, hopefully.
But it's in their own hands.
Yeah. Apparently, Rochdale are sitting 4th at the moment, so it would be them if we were to get through. Johnny Gray's, but they might have all been in the Goal League, but that's not the record I'm thinking of. Have they all been in the playoffs all season and slipped out?
Maybe. That's what I was thinking initially.
Yeah.
But I can't remember Worcester City playing in the playoffs in the National League.
No, hope it's Halifax. Fancy our chances against them in a high-scoring game. Is it scoring over 100 points in a league season?
Oh, that's a good shout.
That is a good shout, Wells.
That is a good shout,
See,
Michael.
Mickey Scully's a bright lad, you know.
Yeah, lurking in the shadows, isn't he?
I tell you what, that's what it is. 100 points.
Yeah.
That could be right.
We've got Think further back. So
further back.
Think further back.
Wow. Holy moly.
Well, I'll beat Liverpool. 1-0.
Does anyone know the Rochdale Solihull score at the minute? I don't, but I'm fine.
Worcester have never been in the Football League, have you? I'm just thinking like clubs being voted out of the Football League, but
no.
Solihull Rochdale is 0-0 at the moment. There is some National League playoffs in the south and north. Chorley 0, Kings Lynn 0 in the National League North playoff that's being played tonight, and then Borehamwood are 1-0 to the good at home to Dorking in that Southern League playoff in the National League. And then 2 local teams that are playing tonight. It is 0-0 between Dunstan and Emily in their playoff semi-final, and Stockton on 0-0 in their semi-final against Guiseley in the National League Premier. Northern Premier League, should I say.
You're just like deadline them.
I am. It's attached, isn't it? But yeah, it's, as I say, there's obviously business end of the season now for everybody. Oh God, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm not yawning.
Big game at Dunstan tonight, Davey, as well. Did you say?
Yeah, it's 0-0 there at the moment. Yeah. They all have 100% records against Liverpool.
Well,
that's brilliant. I love that.
Did you say that?
I've said it before.
Oh, sorry.
Liverpool 1-0.
You did say that, mind.
Well,
on the lanes.
Right. All played at Redgef. Could well have done, but yeah. Well, we've got a few minutes left. Is there any other business? Anyone got anything to say?
Yeah,
Remember?
I've got something. Favorite moment of the season.
Your favorite moment? Oh,
not goals, well, it could be goals. It could be games. What's been your favorite moment of the season?
One of the games, right? I saw Gateshead, right? I know this is going to be hard to believe, right? But I saw Gateshead score a goal from a corner. And what was more unbelievable, I then saw Mickey and Steve embrace on some steps of the International Stadium. Never going to see that ever again. Never going to see it again. A magical moment.
Mine's match day related. It isn't what was on the pitch. It was what was off the pitch. It was my daughter Sophia getting all into our football and screaming at the referee after a game once. I looked down and I was like, I'm proud.
She loves it. She loves it now, Davey, as well, doesn't she? She loves it.
And then I told her mum, and her mum's like, never. No, she didn't. She didn't. I was like, she did. She's screaming at the referee. So, yeah.
She's hooked now. She's hooked.
Yeah.
David, what was your favourite comedy? Can you remember any like moment where you thought, oh, that was really good? Like the comedy.
The first game of the season, I thought it was a good one.
Eastleigh.
Third game of the season, as I say, when that Louis story, I enjoyed that moment.
That was Eastleigh, yeah.
Someone else has put that as well, Jay. And then after that, there's been some enjoyable ones, but
it gets a bit sort of hazy the last couple of months.
Hartlepool at home was a good one. I enjoyed putting it up them. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Harry Moss versus Barnet was a hell of a performance.
That was a really good performance by everything that could have went his way. Did
it was like a cat with a laser pen, wasn't he?
It was brilliant.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
The kiss from Mickey when we scored from a corner. Yeah,
there you
go.
Well, Steely, it was up there for me, I must admit.
Getting one over. That was can't stand the guy. Ollie hat trick. Yeah, it was a good one opening day of the season.
God,
yeah. There's been some. Some nice moments.
Davey, didn't you get like 9 points in the prediction league in the very first week?
Yes, that's how I was up there. I milked it all season.
you lived off that glory for a very long time. I remember. Classic. It's had it all, hasn't it, this season, as it always is with Gated. Ups, downs, in the middles, managers gone, managers in.
Whatever happens on Monday, let's just hope next season is a nice season of playing good football and challenging at the right end, without any managerial departures, without any players being poached, and a host load of injuries. Let's just have a quiet but nice season. That would be nice.
Surely we're going to get as many injuries we've had this season.
Wouldn't it be nice going up to the game on January the 1st without players going, managers going? The dread of January now is just it's built into us, isn't it?
I think Steve Farnfield is moved on from the bath salts to the heroin at the moment. He's put winning the playoff final at Wembley. That'll be his favourite moment of the season. We've got. I'd also like to wish Spennymoor all the best for the FA Trophy final. Yeah, I hope well. It's a lovely day out, isn't it? And the win's even better.
Especially if the day that we're withering, that's even funnier.
Yeah. Oh God, we've got a Sado in our midst here. Off to see the 20th anniversary of Star Wars: Revenge of the Sith tomorrow evening at the Pictures.
Each their own.
I can't get away with Star Wars, like I can't.
I love
I
it.
haven't watched them all the way through yet.
I
I've seen some of them, but I haven't watched them all the way through.
don't mind the original Star Trek series. They are
Oh,
just,
yes.
you know,
Star
like a bit
Trek.
not like a bit of Shatner. Huh? Everyone loves a bit of Shatner.
Nah.
You love a bit of Shatner, but that's a completely different story. That is.
See how old William Shatner is? Hang on a second. I'm sure he's in his 90s.
Oh, he is. He's
I've never liked Star Trek. Quantum Leap,
Quantum Leap. Now you're talking, Sam
Quantum
Beckett.
Leap. Yeah, that's quality.
That's what we need. We need Sam Beckett to leap into one of our players, all right, and right the wrongs and get us into the playoffs. It'd be great, wouldn't it?
No, more. Look, he mistakenly gone into Southend and get a hat-trick.
Yeah,
I can still remember the theme tune. It's hilarious.
yeah.
Anyway.
They remade it, you know. They did it on like a follow on eye.
But it was never the same though.
I never watched it. It's like the remake of Magnum PI. It's exactly the same music, and they copied the intro like scene for scene, but you can't get past Selleck in some really tight shorts, can you?
Was David dominant?
No, he wasn't. It's a pity. Finally seen copy. But yeah, I say, you know what it is? If there's ever a way for a man to wear shorts, it's to wear shorts like Tom Selleck in Magnum PI. The bloke's about 6'8", and his pants are about 4 inches.
you know who could pull that off, Davey?
Who?
John Ollie.
Oh, John Ollie. John Ollie has often been referred to as Gateshead's Tom Selleck, you know.
Actually,
it's not because he pulls up in a Ferrari doing handbrake turns at Gateshead Stadium and winks at the steward. But
I would love to see him turn up with a bird watching Twitch in a Ferrari.
Revving his engine.
I'm going to ask what you think about this Tom Selleck thing. And see what Anne feels. Anne Ollie will tell us the truth.
I bet he's got like a proper Burt Reynolds rug on his chest, you know, like a proper man. You know, like oh man.
You know what? Yeah. Actually, John Ollie, he's more like is it Hannibal in the A-Team? You know, with his big cigar.
Yes.
You can imagine, like, I like it when a plan comes together and all that.
Yeah. So he's just an amalgamation of all these 80s programs, isn't he?
Yeah. Absolutely.
But it certainly is. Well, we're coming to the end, everybody. We might be back on air if there's a takeover. I know we've said that.
Well, we're still going to do the final next week, yeah.
I mean, obviously, there's probably another couple of shows to go regardless. I'd imagine the retain list will probably come out if the takeover happens, if there's things happening that way. There'll be lots to talk about, still things to do, but we'll probably be winding down for the summer. Although I'd imagine either way, it's probably going to be a busy summer for the club.
It's probably going to be a busier summer than last if the things go through.
There is an important goal in the National League South playoffs. Dorking have just equalised at Boreham Wood. So we could see the return of the man in the hat come back. Hang on. We've got breaking news from Anne here. 1 second.
Spoken like a true man.
Tom Selleck was one of our favourites years ago.
Oh, aye. There we go.
Yeah, there we go. At least 3-4 more before Wembley says. Hang on, did you know Tom Selleck was supposed to be Indiana Jones, but he couldn't get off time from filming Magnum?
No way.
Yeah.
Is that true?
That's true, yeah. Yeah. So we could have had a different Indiana Jones.
God,
so,
John Ollie is Indiana Jones.
Oh, could you imagine it?
John with his whip. No, that's not.
There is John Ollie and his whip raiding tombs.
God.
I don't know why I've got visions of him just shooting Nazis now.
Jesus Christ.
Brilliant.
Oh man.
Oh,
Well,
They need
on that note, we're all off to sniff bath salts and think about John Ollie. We'll see you next week, everybody. I'm only joking.
Speak
Don't
for
think
yourself.
yeah. I'm going to snuggle with my wife who's in the background there. She didn't realize she's on camera. She's just realized. She's
like, she's not impressed.
So, and I'm going to turn the camera. I'm going to leave the show on. You'll see what happens after hours. Right. So,
Heat on me
You
legs.
moaning about what film we've got to watch.
what's that?
You moaning about what film we've got to watch.
Yeah. It'll all be some. If you want to watch, maybe one of our murderous things, about like child abduction or something.
Well, why
one
don't
of
you
them
ask you, Davey? But find out now, Davey. She can select it. Go on, what does she want? Tell us all. You've got to watch it. It's going to be something awful.
Some serial killer thing. Yeah. So there we go. Right. Everyone's saying good night. Everyone's there we go. Right.
Good luck to the lads on Monday.
Yeah. Everyone, let's all
good
be
luck.
behind them. Right. Win,
Come
lose, or
on.
draw. It's been a long
Hello,
season.
lads. Prove we're all wrong.
Bye.
Bye.
I'll press it.